Respond. I think it's recording. Yeah, it's recording. Okay. I'll go first. That's okay with you guys.
Go for it.
Okay. My name is Daniela. I'm a double diamond leader with It Works. I started November 2014, and I was a special ed teacher. I was working 65 hours a week. My husband was working overtime, and my husband was he was following my sponsor. So he was like, Daniela, like, you should check out these wraps. Like, what's this all about? So I was like, what are you talking about, you know? So anyway, I started following my sponsor on Instagram, and I kept seeing her posting about these wraps, and I was like, this has to be a scam. Like, are you kidding? So I was one of those. And I started, I messaged her, and I was like, you know, I want to, because she kept posting about the opportunity, and I was like, I want to make extra money as well. I didn't want to work. I love teaching, but I didn't want to work, you know, after school. So, and like my husband worked Saturdays. We never saw each other. So she was like, why don't you just sign up? She's like, and then you could use the wraps in your kit and, you know, get your results from that. So I was like, actually, that's a good idea. So I waited 2 weeks, and then I contacted her on a Saturday, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. And then I was like, wait, there's tax. So I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. So I signed up on Sunday, and she told me to post, ad, and that's what I did. And I got my first 4 customers within 3 days. And, you know, when I signed up, that's what my main goal was, that she told me, like, go and get your first 4 customers. So that's what I did. I was like, I'm not wasting time. It was now November 14th. So I knew I had 2 weeks to, like, get all my orders in, and so I could get paid on the 15th. And it took me 2 months to actually make my after school pay. So I quit working after school. I went diamond in April, and I went my husband went diamond in May because I work his account as well. And then in June, I went double diamond. So June 2015, I went double diamond. I got $45,000 in bonuses. The $10,000 drawing, when they were doing the $1 million drawing, I won that, the $10,000. I was in Cancun, and we were in a taxi, and the guy was like, is she okay? Because I was screaming. But I built my whole business on Instagram. I just started slowly on Facebook. But from the beginning of when I started, Instagram has changed a lot. So, you know, when I first started, you were posting and adding people, and I was never a messenger. Like, I never messaged people. They would always message me. But I was like, you know, since Instagram changed, you know, the whole algorithm thing, I had to start messaging people, you know, and building those relationships were key. I never take a day off. You never see me not post. I am always posting, even if it's 1 or 2 times a day, you know, about the business, I'm posting. And I think that's what I tell my team a lot too. Being consistent with this business is so important. My mom used to own a deli, and when she opened up that deli, she went to hand out flyers everywhere, like, you know, to tell people that she was open. And I kind of go back to that, like, people are not going to know you're open if you're not posting about the business every day, if you're not posting about your life every day. So I think it's important that you guys do that. But I have never done a party. I've done online parties. So I've basically built everything from Instagram. All my distributors, all of my loyal customers have been from Instagram. My husband also posts on his page, And then those distributors or potentials come and follow me, and they see my whole, way that I post. Now, I'm always posting about my life. I'm holding the greens. I'm making the shake. My feet are up on the couch, and I'm like relaxing, talking to two people about making money. So I'm always, putting the business into my daily Instagram life, so that's basically it. I think. And now I'm here going for triple diamond. Woohoo! And, just honestly, like, I'm always like, never give up. Never, ever, ever, ever give up. Like, I've had so many people quit on me. I've had so many LCs cancel their accounts. Don't ever give up, because, I quit teaching 8 months after I signed up with this business. Like, I doubled my teacher salary. Like, that's insane. Like, I have a master's in education, so I'm now paying off my debt, like loans. I'm sorry, I'm muting people because I could hear like the background. But I'm now like looking for a house, like with my husband. Like, this business changes your life, but you have to be willing to put 120% into it. So I think that's it. I could go on forever. I could talk forever. Sorry. But does anybody have any questions? You could write it, or you could unmute yourself. Okay, as we go on, if you guys have questions too, but.
Yeah. I'm just really excited to learn from both of you guys on like building a business from Instagram. I've just last month got my first 2 loyal customers off of Instagram, and I actually got one today. So that, but I don't work that as I've definitely not built a business off of Instagram. So I'm like really excited to learn from the two of you, because you've built your whole double diamond business off of Instagram.
Yeah.
And I did not think that was actually like a thing, or it was possible, or like only the top income earners could do that because they have like 17 million followers. So I'm just like really, really excited to learn from you guys about that. So that would be my contribution to that.
Natalie, I'm not sure if I'm going to just talk a little bit, and then you could tell your whole story and talk a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because I want to make correction. I actually didn't build right away using Instagram.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, so I built completely on Instagram. Basically, my followers, I've gotten from, people that I'm like, we have the same interests. So, I have a dog, I'll go and search interests. I have a husband that works for Pepsi, so I go and search, hashtag Pepsi. I don't know, like I haven't done that, recently, but, so my interests are what I search. I've also done location, like in Instagram, there's a spot for location, and you could turn your location on. And I'll do like, I'll search, our like restaurants nearby, so that people are tagging themselves, and I'll go and follow them. One thing that I don't suggest you do, and I teach my team this as well, is, adding that person and then right away messaging them. You want to build that relationship with people. My sister my sister messaged me, and she was like, look at this. And she got a message from somebody that she just became friends with on Instagram, asking her if she wanted to become a loyal customer. So she's like, I was like, did she comment on any of your pictures? Did she start a conversation with you? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, that's a no. You don't want to do that. You want to build relationships. When you're searching for people and adding people with the same interests as you, it's easy to comment going down your news feed. So I have the same dog as my, followers, or, the same car, or I was a teacher. So, they're posting lesson plans and I'm giving my comments on it. And then I'll message them, I'll build that relationship first and then I'll message them. So it'll take maybe 2 or 3 days. But if they're liking my pictures, I'm going to go onto their Instagram. I'm going to comment on their pictures. Maybe the next day I'll message them. So, you like my picture, you're going to get a message from me eventually.
For sure.
Yes. But that's basically it. This business really is about building those relationships. One of my
how long do you engage with them before you message, like before you do a cold message?
Cold message, see, I'll probably message them, like we'll probably comment back and forth probably 2 days before I'll message them. But they have to like my picture before I message them. So I'm not going to comment, like we just followed each other. I'm not going to go message you right away,
Right.
So I want to build that relationship so they know, oh, that's Daniela with the dog and the husband, like they know who I am. You know what I mean?
Sure. Makes sense. Perfect.
Natalie, you want to start?
Oh, sure. I'm going to try to make it short, even though it's a long story. I'm Natalie Kelly, and I'm actually originally from Russia. And when I was 17, I moved to Germany with my parents. About 4 years later, I've met my husband. He was stationed in Germany. He was in the military. And 10 years later, we were sent to here, California. Great place to be sent to. And so that's how I ended up here in California almost 9 years ago. 4 years ago, I was actually working out in the gym, and I was working out with 2 military girls. And one of them came on Friday morning, and she was like, oh my gosh, look at those results. And she was actually very close to them. In the Air Force, they measure them every 6 months. There's a PT test. And so she was closer to 40 years old, and she had issues with losing the belly area after her second baby. And so we were actually also kind of accountability partners at the gym. So when she came and she was like, she lost quite a few inches overnight, and she was so excited, and she was like, this is awesome, right? So, and I was like, wow, I would like to try those. Where did you get them from? And it was a captain in the military who signed up as a distributor, and she was the one who wrapped her. So that's how I told her, well, tell her that captain, because I used to work for Army as a contractor. And I was like, well, tell that captain to come to my office because I wanted to try them. And I wanted to get 2. I was actually one that didn't care about the stomach. I was like, I need to put them on my thighs. So that's what I wanted to do. And obviously, it made sense that I need to get 2 of them. So I came to work on that Friday. I told all the girls that I work in the office. It was, I think, like 9 girls. I told them, well, there's a captain coming for me, and she's going to bring those body wraps that, they're helping lose inches. That's what I knew at that time. And I was like, make sure if I'm not in the office, don't let her go because I need those wraps. So they obviously asked me what it is. I was like, I have no idea. I'm going to try them. And obviously those girls asked me like, well, how many does she has? I would like to try them as well. And I was like, I don't know. She only probably has 2, and those are for me. So I'm not giving away. So she came afternoon, and she was like, okay, those are the wraps. I paid $50 for 2 wraps. And because she didn't tell me that I could cut in half and just try, one. And she was telling me how you can't drink alcohol. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, I can't try them tonight. I mean, it's Friday afternoon. It's happy hour time. Like, I can't. So I actually wait till Sunday afternoon. I took pictures like she told me. At that time, I've been in the business for 4 years. It was on and off. But But I also measured. And at that time, we were allowed to measure, by the way. Now we're not allowed to claim an inch loss publicly on social media, just you guys know. So that's why we that was the time when we kind of convert from measuring to pictures. But I did both. I put the 2 wraps on, and I literally wait 45 minutes, and then I took them off, and I just loved the way my skin felt. I did measure right after, and there was no inch loss, but I could tell that it was working. I was very thirsty, by the way. It like really made me wanted to drink water. And she did explain it to me that it's a 72 hours progress, that I'm going to see results. So on Monday morning, the first thing I go to the bathroom and I measure my thighs, and sure enough, the half of an inch was gone. And so I was sold. I text that captain again. I'm like, hey, meet me at the coffee shop. And I need some more of those wraps. And obviously she did tell me, and she gave me at that time we had like a flyer, and it was saying the same picture of the box of wraps, and it was $59, and on the other side was $99. So I already kind of knew what the loyal customer program was. So I had no problem with being 3 months, because I was like, okay, I need more of those wraps. They obviously working. I'm losing inches. That's awesome. So I met up with her, and I literally signed up a form for a loyal customer to become. And the last question was like, well, what's the difference between 99 and 59? And she said, well, you can become a distributor and sell them as well. And at that time, I was not looking for extra income. I was pretty happy with my job, and I wasn't really believing in something that you can do stuff like that and actually make real money. I did, when I lived in Germany, I heard about Herbalife, Mary Kay, Amway, so I kind of knew that there is something, but I wasn't really, like I said, wasn't really into it. So, but I did have in mind that all my coworkers wanted to have wraps, and at that time they were talking about like a wrap party. I thought it would be pretty fun, so I just liked the idea of a wrap party. I knew that there are some people that wanted to get those wraps, so I could be just making a few extra $100, help me pay for happy hour. Just kidding. And so that's kind of how I started. And so I told this girl, I was like, you know what? Throw this loyal customer form away. I'm going to become distributor. So long story short, that day I was on the way home with my husband, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be at work distributor. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. And it's a pyramid scheme. And you are so crazy to waste your time, waste your money. There's no way you can make money with this. And I was like, well, you have your sports, and you go to, you have your fun, and that's what I'm going to have. I'm going to have fun with this. I do not have children, so I kind of had, the evenings were for myself. So I thought it would be cool to have some, to do some wrap parties. So that's how I started. I signed up that night. I actually went and looked for, I was reading, and I think I went to sleep like at 1 o'clock at night, because I was so excited. And I don't know, there's some entrepreneur that came out of me. And the next day I came to work, and I said, okay, guys, I am distributor. Who wants to have wraps? And one of them came, and she's like, oh, well, I want to. And I didn't know how to explain what's the loyal customer. Matter of fact, there's some words that I couldn't even pronounce. And so I was like, well, here's my website. Just go and pick, order those wraps, and make sure you check out as a loyal customer. That's it. I did not tell her about the cancellation fee or like membership fee or anything. I didn't know. Like, here, there's a website. That's it. So she went and she signed up right away. And my other coworker, which is also kind of a friend as well, she come to me kind of upset because I didn't give her on my website. And so I was like, why did you give it her, but you didn't give it to me? And I'm like, oh, sorry, here you go. So I had 2 low customers right away. They didn't know what the hell I was doing. So there's a few girls that were interested. They actually bought wraps for me later. They also become loyal customers, a little bit later. So then I was thought of that's the wrap parties. That's how you do. So I set up right away a wrap party, like a few days later. There's maybe 2 people showed up. Some of them were skeptic, and there's some Russian friends, and I don't know, there's a culture, I guess, and they like, no, we don't need none of that, and I'm like, that's fine. So I wrapped like 3 people, 2 became loyal customers, and 1 person came late, and she said, well, I'm gonna do my own wrap party. I was like, perfect. And if you have 4 people who wants to buy wraps, that's how I was taught, you can have a free wrap. And sure enough, she invited 4 people. 7 days later, I wrapped 3 people. They all became loyal customers, and she just got a free wrap. So then I also looked for events. It was around Christmas time, so we had a lot of in the military community, there was few shopping events, and so I actually signed up few customers at the event. And then my first month, I had 9 loyal customers, and I was just doing for fun. Like literally, I wasn't going for anything, no rank or anything like that. But at the same month, when I've got my business kit, I actually took the time and read the magazine. And the success story is what actually inspired me. And I wanted to do something, more with this business, because I saw how people were traveling, people were buying nice homes and nice cars and just having that nice life. And there's a few of them who were younger than me, and they were able to build their business within 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years. Now for me, I looked back and I was like, okay, I'm in this job for almost 4 years, and I want to travel. I want to see my family more often in Europe, and I'm not able to because at the job where I wasn't even allowed to take time off during the summertime. First of all, secondly, there was only 10 days, and it's either you get sick or you go on vacation. That's it. Like there's no leave time as I used to work in Germany. So anyway, that's a long story short, but that's what inspired me to decide that I want to do more and get into this business more. And I had good and bad times, it's a business. 2 years ago, actually last month, it was 2 years since I'm doing this full time. When I got promoted to Double Diamond, I was also able to earn $30,000 in bonuses, and yeah, that's what so pretty much I started with events and wrap parties. And when I actually met Brenda, is a diamond leader on our team, she's also here on this Zoom. She actually the one who taught me Instagram. And that's when I was almost diamond at that time, and I started using Instagram, and that's where I started growing even more. And I kind of fall in love with Instagram, because I really did know how to work that.
So you got to Double Diamond doing events and parties?
No, I would say probably to Ruby with events, and actually I had to rebuild twice to Ruby. To Emerald, and then back to Emerald again, and then from Emerald to Double Diamond, it was through I would say 80% Instagram. And even though I was using Instagram to find potentials, I still would also meet a lot of people around here locally, because I was intentionally searching for locals when I started Instagram. Now I'm all over the place, like literally international. But at that time, it was in my mind, it made sense to get to know and find local people, so even they can, host a wrap party or, have a team here locally. I thought that would be more fun. So that's what I was doing. I was finding people, and then I was meeting with them and wrapping them and all that stuff. So kind of like a 50-50.
How would you find people local? Like, what would you search?
I would search places, restaurants. So I would definitely go restaurants. You can even type under search places and then Starbucks, and it give you all the Starbucks close to you. So, within the next 15, 20 miles, and, that's what you do. And then, of course, you go and you find those followers, good quality, I call them followers, real people, not bloggers, not other multi-level marketing, people. And then you also go into their followers, because they obviously probably friends with the coworkers, with, classmates, whatever. So you kind of go from one to another and follow a little bit, here and there. You can also hashtag of your town, hashtag of your next closest town. That's something that I always done. And then you can also think, let's say we have here, for example, we have a Laguna Seca, which is one of like a racing tracks. Now, if you do either place or hashtag, you will also see people who got there or been there, and that's what I was also looking for. So that's kind of like what I was doing to finding to actual, like a local real people, and I found a lot of people like that, especially on Instagram. I don't know, guys, if you want to hear anything else. I didn't want to take over and just talk all the whole time.
No, that's great. That's all this information is really good because I feel like we have so many different people, and one of the things that is most important about this business is finding out what works best for you, and there's so many different ways to.
I would say I like to work everything. Of course, everyone has a different schedule. So, but I did blitz too. I didn't mention that. It's not some of probably the best thing or makes more fun going blitzing, but I did go out of my comfort zone, and I did blitz salons, and I did schedule maybe a few wrap parties. I never really sign up anyone on a spot. Like, I hear those awesome stories, and I'm getting jealous, like, man, I wish I could do that, but I did. There you go. But I've never, I have never done anything like that. But I did found, I would get the, phone numbers, and I would book another wrap parties from that.
Now, when you went out blitzing, did you do it you went out intentionally just to give out your blitz cards?
Yes.
And so could you maybe talk a little bit about that, about what you did when you blitzed? Because blitzing is something that I sort of do, but not all the time. And definitely never have just gone out with the intention just to blitz. I would just do it within my everyday, running errands or whatever.
So when I had my very first distributor, which that's another story, I went 2 months without signing up even one distributor. And I was kind of frustrated, but then I realized that I never talked about business to anyone. Then obviously I would never find a distributor. But this girl actually found me. She signed up as a distributor, and every Saturday we would go to Target in the morning, and that was kind of her time get away from her kids, and so husband can babysit and she has something else to do. And so we would go to meet at the Starbucks in Target. We had our 30 minutes little together, brainstorming and meeting, that was our team meeting pretty much. And then right after we would go to Target and we would blitz, literally. And I was so out of my comfort zone, but actually she was the one, she was she wouldn't care. She would go blitz, and I was her upline. So I was pushed to go blitzing because I had to be the leader, right? As soon as you have one distributor, you are becoming the leader, and I had to do it. So she would go, give it someone, and then I would have to go and just give it a card, hey, can I give you a card? Or, hey, here's the card. Actually, I like even not even given an option. You just come up to the person and say, hey, can I give you a card? Or here's the card. Here's a coupon. Can I give you a coupon? You kind of can I give you a coupon? But you just kind of hand them the coupon so they don't have no choice but take it. And there was few times where no, thank you, or almost running away from you, you trying, you asking for an arm, you just give them a coupon. But so that's kind of how I started. And then we started going not only to Target, there was a Party City. We would actually go, I remember one particular, we went with the blitz card, and the lady came up to us and she's like, well, can I help you? And I was like, yes, we're looking for the labels, and it has to fit to here. And we show you that card, here's the card. Like, we need the size of the label, and we didn't need a label, by the way. We had labels enough. And so yeah, but she was like, oh wow. And she actually, after her pregnancy, lost over 100 pounds, and she was looking something for Titan Tone and Firm. And so we had a great, she became a loyal customer, and she hosted a party for us. And so it was a very successful blitzing, just with that card, like, hey, we just need the size for the label. So being creative. Now sometimes we go, I know we always talk more and wanted to do more here locally, go to like different offices, doctors' offices, insurances offices, just walk in, have not one card, but maybe like two, three of them, and just say, hey, can I leave for your customers? But you want to definitely give it to them. They're obviously going to look, because they wanted to know what do you want to leave here for our customers or clients. And there's always questions go like, have you ever heard of it, or have you ever tried it? And so sometimes you just like, well, here's for you and your coworkers, not even just the customers, but here's, can I leave some? Or, the insurances, tax offices, people are coming over there all the time. So that was another way of doing. And then salons, you can always, we are not competition to any hair place, any nail place, any tanning salon. So you can always leave. I wouldn't leave too many, but 2-3 cards, and it's another reason to talk to. Hopefully there is like an owner or manager who will be able, to actually talk to you and see if they want to try it.
Cool. Okay, I guess I'll go. So for everybody who's not on my team, my name is Corie, and I live in a small town in upstate New York. And I am a brand new mom. Actually, my daughter is just a little bit over a month old. So she's our first. So I definitely didn't start this business as a mom, but am learning to do this business as a mom. And it's kind of perfect, even though like I'm a perfectionist and this is not how I wanted to like present myself to everybody. I was, had my setup at my desk and wanted to be in my It Works shirt. But my daughter was like, nope, I need to eat right now. And then she fell asleep on my chest, and she's going through a growth spurt. So she's very clingy right now. So to put her down and try to do all of that, it's just kind of like not in her time frame, or not what she wants to do, which is perfect for all of you guys, because it kind of just shows you that like your business doesn't have to look a certain way. And a lot of times my business looks like me laying on the couch with her on my chest, or like propped up on my knees. And I'm working from my phone and making notes in my notepad to transfer to like my actual like business binder that I have. So that kind of got off track on it, but I wanted to definitely like just say like, that's how this is my couch, and in my, nursing tank tops is how my business looks a lot, because she, I need to make sure that she's taken care of while I'm taking care of my business every day. But I also joined in November 2014 too. So that's really funny that you said that, Daniela, because we joined at the same time. And I, before I joined the business, I joined as a loyal customer. My sister-in-law and I worked together at a car dealership, and she said to me, my cousin is selling these supplements to grow your hair. Do you want to try them with me? And I had actually just gotten a pixie haircut, and I hated it. I hated the way it looked. I felt like I looked like a boy. I was just like, my self-esteem was like not there at all. So I was like, okay, sure. Like, let's try them. And they worked really well for me, and I kind of fell in love with those. And then I was going to school for like holistic nutrition and herbalism and stuff like that. And the distributor that I signed up under as a customer, she and I just kind of like started talking and building a relationship, and she was like really into natural products too. And she just like brought up to me, she's like, you know, all of our products are all natural. Would you be interested in, because I was like talking about, you know, the business that I wanted to, my self-employed business that I wanted to eventually open up when I was done with school. And she just said like, you know, I think that this business would be perfect to like add in there. So I said, okay, let me think about it. And I went home and I talked to my husband about it, and he said, you can do whatever you want and I'll support you. But as soon as you start losing money and not making money, or as soon as you lose more money than you've invested, then you can't do this anymore. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And so I signed up, kind of like not really knowing what I was getting myself into. And then I remember I did a couple posts about hair, skin, and nails because that's what I knew. And I got my first four loyal customers in like 2 days or something like that. Didn't really know like about the loyal, like explaining what a loyal customer was. I was just like, oh, you have to do it for 3 months and you have to take pictures and, you know, send me the pictures, and it's $33 for the bottle. And I kind of like loved that because all three of us were like, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just kind of like went. And that's really, I mean, really, I think we try to make it more complicated or try to like find some secret sauce. And it really isn't. Like, just go. Like, even if you don't know what you're doing, just figure yourself out as you go along. And then shortly thereafter that, I went to like a awards dinner for with my parents for their job. And I remember a girl saying to me, oh, so you're doing that rap thing, huh? And it was like super judgy, and I like instantly got self-conscious, and I had already thought as I was signing up, like, this is definitely a scam. Like, I am wasting our hard-earned money on a scam, and I'm going to lose all this money, and like nothing's ever going to come of this. And then that girl, at the time, like solidified those thoughts and then made me super self-conscious. So I like really didn't do anything with the business until February. And the reason why I did something was because I went to conference. And so going to events, our corporate events, or even just like team meetings, whether they're in person or in Zoom, like for me, that's super, super important because that's where I like found my vision. And we didn't really have the money at all, especially because by the time I heard about conference, like all of the early bird stuff was over. So I had said to my husband, you know, I keep hearing about this thing called conference and I really don't know what it's about, but everybody says like their business like really boomed afterwards. And this one girl earned a $10,000 bonus, and, you know, I don't really know, but I feel like I should probably go and see maybe like what it's all about. Like maybe I am not catching something about this business that I should be. So I didn't have the money to go to, like, we didn't have the money to go to conference, really. I took the money out of our savings account, and the ticket was like, what, $300 and something, and the air flight at that time was like almost $500. And then, you know, all of the other stuff that we had to pay for. So it was a lot. It was a big investment to go off of the feeling. But I'm really, really glad that I did, because those 3 days that I was there, I was texting my husband every day, like, oh my gosh, I was so wrong. Like, you have no idea what this business can do. I'm just so excited, blah, blah, blah. So I promoted to executive the next month, and then after that, Ruby, and then after that, Emerald, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. I missed out on the diamond bonus by like a month or two, I remember. But what was really cool about that, I'm super glad that I did, because we were at that time, my job that I was at, I was miserable there. The women were horrible. And because I'm, you know, outgoing and kind of different, I was the subject of a lot of their jokes, or they'd pick on me. So I just hated going to work every day. I was so miserable, and would have to like hold in like tears because of how awful it was. And I was overworked. I was underpaid. And my husband's job at the time was more seasonal. And so he was going through like his slow period. So like we weren't seeing the income that we had used to been seeing. And when I got my first diamond paycheck, even without the bonus, I remember being like so thankful. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is everything. Like this, I can't believe that I can work on the weekends. I can go to work and be overworked and work 70 hours, sometimes I'd get up at 4:00 in the morning and sneak into our office and get work done off of the clock so that I wouldn't get in trouble for not getting my work done at work. Because I got yelled at for like coming in early or staying late. But then I would get yelled at for not getting my work done either. And so I was able to replace that income, and I went down to part-time with that job. And then so within 15 months is when I earned my double diamond rank. I got the $30,000 double good bonus. My sister-in-law, my husband's brother's wife, she earned the $20,000 double good bonus. So she was able to retire from her job and stay home with her baby. And we earned, a bunch of other girls on our team's bonuses too. And I was able to not just leave my job, but like Daniela said, pay off credit card debt. And, we were able to like breathe. And I remember I was actually driving to an It Works U and in Michigan when I got my first double diamond check, and I texted my husband, and I was like, oh my God, like it was just, I was over the moon. And so I worked my business off of Facebook. I built my business primarily off of social media. I only do wrap parties in person as requested. I know some people just like super love to party, and I have a really good time doing wrap parties when I'm requested of them. But I found most of my success and what works best for me is off of Facebook. And I do a lot of online parties. What got me to Double Diamond actually that month was doing a Facebook wrap party every week. And I would offer, how I would do it was I would incentivize with free product. And that can look any way. Like that doesn't have to be like an actual bottle of Fat Fighters, or like for distributors that are first starting out, like reach out to your upline or one of the three of us, whoever you're under, and maybe just ask for like a few samples of greens. Like we always have greens on hand to sample out anyways. I know that I do like a sample of greens, a wrap, and like some wow for anybody who joins my wrap party. So like anybody who invites people who are on my downline, like anybody gets to win that in the drawing. So that's how I incentivized it. And I would just say to the person, like, it's super easy to earn that free wrap or, that free bottle cleanser, whatever. It's super easy to earn it. I'm looking for a mystery hostess for my wrap party on Saturday. You don't have to do any work. I will do everything. The only thing you need to do is just invite your friends. And when 15 of your friends check in, you earn that free product. And that's it. And 15 was the magic number for me, I found. What happened was, because those mystery hostess was like super incentivized, like she wanted that free product. When it came time to check in, she started tagging all of her friends that like she invited. And so then they checked in and they were more apt to like kind of see what the party was all about. And I signed up like 23 loyal customers, I think, just off of just doing the parties. And what I would also do is any loyal customer or distributor that was like on the fence that I like kept following up with, and they just weren't taking that leap, and they weren't saying yes, they weren't saying no, they were like asking questions, but they were like just really on the fence. Anytime I do a wrap party, I message those people and I say, hey, I know that you are still on the fence with trying XYZ or joining the business, and I'm doing a wrap party or online party on Saturday. And I thought of you. maybe you'd like to hop on and just kind of learn a little bit more while you're still thinking. And I sent you the event, or I sent you an invite. The event's name is, whatever. I always do like something quirky, like change your health and your wealth, or skinny waist, fat wallet. I always do something kind of fun instead of like Corie's wrap party, because everybody's like, oh, it's one of those, So I always try to like be creative with the name. That gives people more reason to hop on and see what it's all about. And I found that I can close a lot of potential distributors by doing the online wrap parties, because they all have questions, the ones that are on the fence, but they just don't know what their question is or what information they need more. And a lot of times they just kind of want to know what products that we have, but they're not sure, like, can they go to the website? They don't want to ask all of those questions and like have this huge long conversation. So to learn all about the products in that short period of time, and then to like read my story or read like how easy it is, or to just see like other girls on the team get excited and like contribute, is usually what does it for them. And then I'll message them everybody afterwards and just be like, so what'd you think of the party? And they're like, that was so inspiring. That's exactly what I need. I want to be a part of, a community like that. Like sometimes it's just them needing to be a part of like a group of positive people, and, something that's uplifting and something that's like just for them. So, that is something that, helped me get to, the promotion that I was striving for. So here I am, now a new mom. And like Danielle said, consistency is key. I post every single day. I don't want to, if I have to go to a Facebook page and wonder what you're doing, if you're an It Works distributor, then you're not open for business. You know what I mean? Like if you need to show everybody. So then when you are engaging, and you do eventually message someone, they know exactly what you do and why you're so passionate about it. And I would say, like Danielle said, like, don't take a day off. And that doesn't mean like you can't, have a day with your family or be like super strict about it. But like, even after I gave birth to my daughter, the next day while we were in the hospital, I was messaging people. I was posting on Facebook. I was, following up. I was reaching out to my team, and still, working my business, and just laying in bed with the baby. And even now and today, like I stay home with her, and I'm super grateful that I was able to work my business to a point where I can stay home with her, and have that, time with her every day. And I just, when she needs me, then I take care of her. And when she's having, a nap or kind of just hanging out with me on the couch, then I work my business. It doesn't really have to look a certain way, like one way or the other. It just has to get done, I guess. So that's my story. And that's kind of the key thing that helped me get to where I was at, where I'm at today.
That's awesome. Corie, I have a question. So when you're building your Facebook, mm-hmm. You said you use Facebook as your to build your business. So do you find your followers the way we're finding our followers on Instagram?
No, I actually just I go to my friends and my family, and I just add their friends. And the one thing I make sure to do, because it's really easy to do on Facebook and it's not so easy to do on Instagram, is if I'm friends with any It Works distributors that they're friends with, I won't add them as a friend. So I stay away from someone who might have an It Works distributor already. So I always look at their mutual friends. And I also try to keep it to like 10 mutual friends or less, only because then I don't know, I guess for me it like gives me a chance to like build more of a relationship with them. And so I just go to friends, and I look at their friends and add them. And then one of the things that I also do is I don't get mad when I get added to other MLM group pages or invited to parties. I just turn the notifications off so I don't get notified for them. But what I'll do is I'll go into the people who've accepted the invite to the event, and I add them as friends, because the people who've accepted the invite, like, they like MLM stuff. Like, they like to order stuff online. They like to go to or they like to go to online parties. So they're accepting it. They're already like showing that they're interested in that kind of stuff anyways. Or people who are in those groups, like, I go and I'll add them because they're in the group. Like, they didn't remove themselves. And so, you know, there's more of a chance that they're going to be more open to, you know, hearing or liking or messaging me. So that's how I get my most of my friends. And then I get a few friends from doing engagement posts, like, you know, what's your favorite color? What did you make for dinner tonight? Or, you know, those like little things that, like, what's your, you know, whatever name, and you do like your first initial and your birth month. And I always put those on public. And what ends up happening is friends of friends comment on it, and I add them as a friend. Or if I make a comment on someone's post or picture or whatever, and if someone else likes that comment, I'll add them as a friend. So, like, you know, if you're engaging with me, like, I'm going to engage back with you and add you. And then I always make sure to, if I have, like, a lot of my family lives in South Carolina, so I make sure to, like, add their friends and who they're engaging with, because that builds a completely different market for me, like a completely different state that without my family living out there, I don't know how I would have, like, gotten to that area so quickly. So that's kind of how I get my friends.
Awesome.
I actually have one tip. I remember what I do on Facebook, even though I'm, like, not as good as Instagram. When my friends say thank you to the hairdresser or like makeup they've done, or, like, you know, all the beauty stuff, they usually tag their friend and say, thank you so much, I love my haircut. I would go and I would friend request that hairdresser, or, you know, the makeup artist. And that's also, you know, you already know that that's someone who is in that kind of industry.
Yeah.
And if, you know, if they accept your friend request, then you can always talk to them a little bit more about this business.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
So, Corie, you're a mom. How do you, okay, so you're, like, take us through your day, kind of. Do you, like, schedule posts? Because I always get the excuse from, like, moms on my team, like, I'm busy, or my 2 kids are sick, or my husband's, you know, not taking the kids out today, so I can't do, you know. So, like, how do you do the business?
My thing?
Right.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is and it's for anybody really, is don't get hung up on, like, how your day is supposed to look, because especially with kids, like, it's never going to look the way that it's supposed to look, because they're on their own time schedule that has nothing to do with us. But you also want to don't let time dictate you. You want to tell your time, like, where it needs to go as well. So kind of like how my days look is I wake up and I will, depending on what shift my husband works, I'll either make breakfast for us, or I will get him ready for his day, like pack his lunch and make a breakfast and make coffee and stuff like that. And then I will usually feed Harper. By that time, she's hungry again. So I feed her. And then while she's sleeping or kind of like just digesting and hanging out on my lap, I will pre-plan my posts for the day. That way, if I do get caught up and I do get really busy, at the very least, I can copy and paste my posts that I want into my Facebook and my Instagram, and and I at least know that that got done for the day and I didn't like completely close my doors. So, and that might look different for someone else. Like you might have to do that while you're laying in bed, you know, before you, like, that's the last thing that you do before you fall asleep. Or, you know, when your husband gets home and you're kind of like just cuddling on the couch watching a movie, that it might look like that, you know, for the day. So then after that, I will write down who has liked my posts from the day before, like business or product posts, and then I will message them. And I also will write down and add to my 100s list anybody who has commented or liked on my engagement posts, because I always try to do an engagement post, whether it's like just a cute picture of Harper or one of those questions, you know, to get people who to comment on my page and so they can see my stuff more. And then at some point in time, like I will message those people, and then at, you know, some point in time I will do personal development. And it just I just kind of work it out in blocks of time when I can. So when Harper's asleep, then I might actually just get up and pick up the house a little bit and try to, you know, make myself something to eat. And then when she's hanging out with me, then I'll send some messages or work, you know, on Facebook or engage with my 100s list. For me, what's the most important thing is having my 6 list is it's something that Cami Dempsey actually teaches. And so I just want to make sure that I get everything on my 6 list done, and it doesn't have to look a certain way. So it doesn't have to get done by 10. It doesn't, you know, have to, maybe I want to do something at 2, but it didn't get done until 4. Just as long as I get the things done on my 6 list that I have, that's all that's the most important. So, you know, and there's days that Harper's super clingy and just really just needs my full attention. And so maybe I only got 3 things done on my 6 list, but I think, especially if you are a busy individual or a mom, just have a to-do list or a 6 list. That a 6 list is 6 things that you definitely want to get done with your business, you know, for your business every single day. So for me, it is to make sure that I post on Facebook, add new Facebook friends, reach out to my distributors, message at least 5 people for the products, and message at least 5 people for distributors. And that's my 6 list. And when you are a mom, or when you're someone who is super busy and on the go, or has just a lot going on in your life, it's really important to have that to-do list, because it's super easy to get off track, or to have, you know, a day where you are exhausted when your kids ask so much of you. And when you get like that, you just kind of like don't want to do anything. So you just have something that will keep you on track, or that you can look at and go, okay, you know what? I have 15 minutes. I can do that. Like, I can make a quick post about wraps. Like, in my 15 minutes, I can do that. And just find what you can do when you can do it. And it does not have to look anyway. And if you get 3 things done, like, pat yourself on the back. Like, you got 3 things done. And that's really awesome. And that's an accomplishment, especially when your kids are asking so much of you. And just keep in mind that it takes just as long to talk yourself out of doing something than just to do it. Like, they're the exact same they are the exact same time. And so you just have to just decide to just do it, basically.
I can add something to it for the busy life, busy schedule. Another thing is great to utilize power hours. Even if it's just an hour a day, you just have to schedule that hour It might be early in the morning, or maybe 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night. And through the day, yes, if you choose to work social media, then through the day, even if you go to the bathroom, I've heard so many moms are taking the extra 5 minutes long bathroom breaks, just so they can post and maybe just, interact or maybe answer a message if someone had sent them. But like those 6 lists, you definitely want to keep the income producing activities on it, and just focus on 5 to 10 minutes tasks, and just just do it. All the 6 lists can be even done in 1 hour if it's no distraction. Now, that's something I struggle with, a lot of distractions, when we go on Facebook and just to message or talk to a particular person, and all of a sudden 15 minutes later you are catching yourself scrolling and talking to other people about I don't know what. So that's something but if you only have this hour and you really work your business that hour, it can, and consistently at least an hour a day, it can take you, far with that. But sorry, I just kind of wanted to jump in and mention the hours.
Yeah, you're right. When I was working, like, I always think back to when I was working. Now, I worked from 6 to sometimes 6 every day. So I would wake up earlier. I would go to sleep way later, that 2:00 in the morning I would go to sleep, wake up at 5, or wake up at 6, and then come home, cook dinner, clean, whatever, and then on the couch, or then work my business. So I would take breaks, like literally I would take so many breaks during work, and they can't tell you can't go to the bathroom. Like, right. They must have thought I had some serious problem, because, people on my team will tell you, like, during this time when I was working, like, I would go in chat to be like, hey guys, everything okay? Or, I'd be on my page or interacting or messaging or posting like every hour and a half. Like, I would go to the bathroom and stay in there for like a good 10 minutes. So they were probably like, what? For a couple of months. But it's so worth it, So like, planning like how you're going to run your business is different than, how, Natalie or Corie runs their business. You have to make it suit your life. Because, I have a couple of distributors that can't use their phone throughout the whole day at work. And what helped me during work was I scheduled my posts. So there's, I don't think airplane mode on Instagram works anymore, but you could save a couple of posts in Instagram as like a saved draft. I don't know if everybody knows that. But, you copy and paste a picture, you act like you're posting it, and then you don't post it, and it'll say save draft, and it'll be there. I think 5 or 6 will stay there. So throughout the day, you could just, click or reload, and it posts for you. But people at your job cannot tell you can't go to the bathroom. Like, that's against the law. So, take your phone. I don't even care. I used to put it here. Like, who's going to look over here? Like, I was like, I don't care. Or I'd put it in my pocket. Like not even the bonuses, guys. Because when I signed up, we didn't have Ruby bonus. We didn't have, like, the $10,000 bonus was announced, like, 5 months after I started, so I didn't know about these bonuses. And it's not even about the bonuses, like the commissions on these ranks of diamond and above, like, they're insane. So I was just like, I need to get out of this place. Like, I'm done with this. I love the kids, don't get me wrong, but the administration was like terrible. So like, if you are thinking about like, you want to quit your job, you want to, or even find another career path or whatever you want to do anything to be active or post during the day. Like, go to the bathroom 3 times a day or twice a day. On lunch break, I had an hour break. Literally, I'd be like, I wouldn't even eat. I'd be on my phone, like, adding people or, messaging my team, or, you know what I mean? Like, make, use of your time. And like, now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I was more successful working 65 hours a week because I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this, or, I have to, add people, or, you know what I'm saying? So, if you get home from work and, you cook dinner and then you have that hour right before bed, add people, interact with people, take that time to really work your business. Because I remember doing that, and, I have to get back to it, but now I don't have to hide my phone because, I do this full time. But I'm like, you have to, like, those power hours work.
Oh, yeah, they absolutely do. And I'll say, like, even, like, your business, working it can even look like, there's a lot of times that I bring my phone into the kitchen and I will, like, just work a little bit while I'm making dinner. I used to do the same thing. I used to take a lot of bathroom breaks and bring my phone into the bathroom with me. And I would bring like I would have a little piece of paper to write down, like who I needed to message when I got home, because I didn't ever want to like forget to message someone or like look at a notification and then forget about it. So I always was like, okay, here's what I can do, like on my bathroom break. Like I can do my posts and maybe interact with some people. But like I want to be intentional when I message people. So I'm going to like write down who I need to message. And then on my lunch break, I would, like add friends, like do something that's not going to require me to like have any real follow up. And then when I got home, like it looked sometimes like my husband and I would like cuddle on the couch and watch a movie, and I would be like messaging people while I was on the couch with him. So yeah, it looks like, and the other thing I wanted to say was, you guys don't ever work hard when there's a bonus. Like work hard every month like there is a bonus. And what will happen is when bonuses get released, you will walk right into them rather than a bonus being announced and then you working your little booty off like you've never worked before. If you work that way before they're announced, then when they are announced, you just set yourself up for those. And those are just like extras, that's like icing on a cake. It's not the actual cake, and cake tastes delicious even without, the icing on it. So just like those days where you get up and you're like, ugh, I'm so tired and it's only Tuesday. Remember, that's what this business is here for. So that on Tuesdays you can wake up and be like, oh my gosh, today I get to do this because it's Tuesday, and don't ever, like, whatever your why is, and it can be so many different things. Like my why is completely different than what it was, even 3 months ago or a year ago or when I first started. Like, just make sure you never let your why become your excuse, Like, I never want to look at Harper and one day tell her, like, sorry, you were really demanding, and because of you, I stopped working my business because it was just too hard. So now mom and dad have to go to work, and you get to spend time with a stranger. Like, I don't want to ever do that. And I don't ever want to look at Harper and go, sorry, I just didn't try hard enough, or I didn't work hard enough, so you don't get to spend time with your dad every day either. Like, it's just me, and like we have to watch him leave every day. Like he's our third link, he completes our little circle, and I want him home with me, and I don't want to tell her that because it got, because I couldn't even just post on Facebook one day that, like, that's never going to happen, So just keep that, like, remind yourself, especially, don't remind yourself on the good days, remind yourself on bad days that's why you're doing what you're doing.
When we came, you were talking, Corie, that like conference changed everything for you. Mm-hmm. And this year, I think conference changed everything for me, because I forgot who said it, probably Pam. And she was like, this is no longer about you. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a mom out there that needs this business. There's somebody out there that needs to lose weight for their health. Mm-hmm. Like, it's health-wise, that needs you. It's no longer about, oh, I'm afraid to approach that person, or, oh, I don't want to post today. It's no longer about how you're feeling. You really have to think a bit of like, you know, a single mom, you know, that $25 paycheck for that new person that you know, just signed up last month, your $25 paycheck could help that single mom buy diapers. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like that, like really changed my outlook on this company. And I was just like, wow, you know, it is no longer about me. It's about helping others and helping, you know, my teammates, or, you know, helping them reach their goals, because it's just that, I don't know, that just like really touched me. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. It's no longer about us. But one other thing is Joel and Stephanie Dunn never got any bonuses. Right? So, you know, now we're having like a lot of people on my team missed their diamond cutoff for March 31st. And I'm like, so go for double. Oh my gosh, double is amazing. I mean, you could live off double, like so comfortable, you know, and that, you know, so without even bonuses. So, you know, don't stop if you don't make that goal, you know, keep going. You know, it's all, somebody just wrote, I'm going double. Like, make that, you know, like, look for your, like, if you don't make diamond, like, do double. Hey, you know what? Go presidential. Like, do it. You guys can do it. It's like, it's great. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry that you missed your bonus. Don't worry about that. Just go for the next one. And if you didn't get to the next one,
don't worry about anything. Like, just worry about just worry about helping people. Like, that's all you have to worry about. Just worry about helping people. Like, it doesn't have to look any other way than that. Like, that's one of the biggest things, like, with top income earners. If you listen to their stories, they say that they just were ignorance on fire. Like, they just went and they're like, okay, well, I'm just going to talk about all this stuff and I'm going to sign these people up, and you want $500? Okay. They're like Oprah, and you get $500 and you get $500 and you get $500. Like, just be like Oprah and just tell everybody that, hey, like, come join me, run with me. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so great. Like, don't worry about any of the other stuff. Like, all of that other stuff is just going to hold you back. And all you have to worry about is that you're helping yourself, you're helping all these other people, and you are, you know, you're doing something great for yourself and anybody else that you invite. Like, if you let it, it can be so life-changing and it can be so fun, and we get really passionate, you know, and there's a reason why. So come on to the other side and, like, have that.
I think we should ask if anyone has any questions and kind of close the Zoom because it's been long. And then maybe we can go back to working this BOGO.
Oh, yes.
Anyone has any questions?
I do. I have a potential who didn't want to give me her credit card. And then PayPal just came out, and she has PayPal, and she hasn't responded to my message. So what's the best way to respond back to her?
I can give you my answer. It's always kind of the same. Just say, hey, whatever her name is, and just say, hey, I'm just checking in just to see if you're able to get on my website. I just want to make sure you get the product.
Okay.
If I send someone to my website for that same reason, I will just pretend like I don't know that whether or not they sign up, and I'll just message them and I'll say, hey, how did signing up go? Do you have any questions for me? Like, just say like, hey, how'd it go? Everything went okay? And that then they have to answer you, basically. I mean, I guess they don't have to, but that's how I ask.
I've gotten so many responses from, did I upset you?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think Jade Hooper did that. And like, I'll message somebody like for like 5 weeks, like literally. And then I'll say that, not literally, maybe less than that, but I'll say like, did I upset you or something? I say, did I upset you or something? And then they're like, no, I'm so sorry. I was so busy. Like, oh my gosh, I really want to get you started. because we have an amazing BOGO deal going on, and you can get your business going like right away. You know, something like that. But
That's awesome.
that you or something got me like, I get so many responses back from that.
I love it.
But I think in Rachel's situation, you can even ask, how did it go with your PayPal? Because it's something new, and I'm very curious about to know how did it work out for you. Just kind of like you almost asking her for help to help you. And
that's
so
great.
that would might work too.
Yeah, love that.
Anyone else? We like asking the same. I think we can finish this Zoom, but I would suggest if anyone has another few minutes, we can talk a little bit about BOGO and how we work BOGO. Maybe there's some tips that you guys can take away from it. But other than that, it's been over an hour, almost 2, soon to be. I think it's the longest Zoom ever.
Oh,
but
somebody just got LC. Woohoo!
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yay. I'm actually waiting for it one too. She's on my website right now as we speak, so hopefully she'll be fine with everything, but yeah. So if you guys want to share anything about BOGO, if anyone is interested to stay on and hear, more than welcome. I'll share a little bit of what I do usually. And then I don't know, Corie, Daniela, if you guys wanted to share something, I'll try to make it fast. So what I usually do is obviously, follow-ups, like that's probably what I would do the first. Oh, there you go. I got a customer too. Yay. And so definitely post a different day of time of the day about BOGOs in a different way, because you have people who only maybe checks more in the morning. Some of them probably have more time during the day, and some of them might maybe at night. But I always say stay creative. Don't use the corporate pictures. It's just looks spammy most of the time. And that's, in my opinion, is this what maybe one time you post before and after picture, mention about BOGO. Next time you do the selfie and mention the BOGO. I literally went today in the park and did little boomerang as on the, what do you call it? Like sliding. And I was like, don't forget it's a BOGO. Like totally, there's no BOGO, there's no wraps, there's no pictures, bellies on, but I still talk about BOGOs, and people actually see, and I haven't even had a chance to message particular people who actually comes to me and let me know like, hey, I'm ready. I want to get the BOGO. So that was one way. Obviously, if I'm the one who chosen to work social media, I have to make sure I am working social media. Go live, guys. Go live on Facebook, even for 1 minute. I know when you go first time, or if you are nervous, that 1 minute feels like a whole hour, but go and have a dry wrap and show on your like, here we have a body wraps, they are on sale right now, and this is how it looks like, and show it on your body, like, here, this is how you don't have to wrap yourself in front of everybody, but you can have a dry wrap and show on your body, like, here, this is how you put on. Very simple. It's do it yourself at home. Give them a little bit of information and see what happens, because a lot of people still don't know even what it is and how that really works. So posting, definitely. Then secondly, I would go through obviously all my potential loyal customers, especially who was interested in either losing weight or particularly ask me about the wraps. I want to make sure that you guys know the wraps are not weight loss, but they are motivating you to lose weight and eat healthy, and and you see those quick results. I hear all the time from customers, loyal customers, who loves the wraps because of that, because they see a quicker result and continue going to the gym or eating healthy or whatever. I also and I don't know, guys, how you teach your team, but I always mention, if I have that potential distributor that I've been talking for a freaking year and that she still did not sign up, I will message her and I will let her know, hey, we have a BOGO wraps right now going on, And, I know you were interested in becoming a distributor, but you know what? Maybe you want to try the wraps. They are now, on sale, and you can always be a distributor, whenever you're ready, because you can always convert from customer to distributor. But let them take the advantage. Now, the potential distributors who, they serious, I probably would message them and say, hey, we have a BOGO, you can become a distributor, and you can add another 2 boxes of wraps for $59. It's an awesome deal, and you can make, you will have in your kit $300 worth of product. As soon as you have the party or, sell them, you'll make all your money back and plus. Obviously, loyal customers, like I say, I always want to say the BOGO wraps, the BV, it's 25 BV right now. So sometimes you want to, be a little bit more smarter and go and find more customers. Take the time with that BOGO to talk to potential customers, to find more customers instead of just messaging loyal customers. I don't know, for me, I have tons of loyal customers. So I will have to make sure, like, those who are on my list for BOGO, I will message them, but sometimes I don't even get through everybody and message them and say, hey, we have a BOGO. So that's kind of like what I do.
I do pretty much the same. Yeah, I do. I do the same. I talk a lot and have relationships with my current LCs a lot. So they're in my phone, like right there. So like today I just messaged all of them. I'm like, just letting you know, we have a BOGO sale till Wednesday. Let me know if you'd like to add it. I could, help you get signed up. But yeah, I have a list of people that wanted wraps. And then I'll message them. I also message my potential distributors, and I'll tell them, like, this is an amazing opportunity for you to get your business booming right off the start, because everybody wants our wraps. And that helps. But basically, yeah, I do a lot of what you do, Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to also, comment on, Natalie, when you posted about something that doesn't have wraps in it, or anything like that. Because what happens is, I do a lot of research or learning about algorithms on Facebook, because I don't want my stuff to get not seen. And if you're sharing the same stock photos, or saying BOGO a lot, or copying a status word for word, Facebook is basically, what Facebook says is, you know what, that picture has been that picture has been shared and everybody's seen it. So I'm not going to push your post into people's news feeds, or that verbiage has been shared so many times today. People have already read this. I'm not going to push your post into people's news feeds. So one of the things that you can do is either have something that's super unique, or say ask me about my awesome special, or just kind of be a little creative, and that's going to be way better than sharing the stock photo. I've even just taken one of my favorite pictures of me and put an effect on it where I have 2 of me, and I'm it's not a drill, you are seeing double, and double wraps today or something, just in one of the things that I'll say that has always helped me out, and this goes for anybody, is Mark Pentecost, our CEO, he always tags top income earners when he posts things. So what I did really early on in my business was I would actually go to those top income earners Facebook pages, and I found a handful, maybe 3 of them that I really resonated with, I could connect with, and I followed them. And so what I will do is, even today, I will save posts of theirs that I like. And then, in a few weeks or whatever, if I'm having a brain fart, I'll go back and look through them and kind of grab inspiration. And that really helped me early on in my, career, because I was I don't know what to post. What the heck? barely making ends meet. I can't even afford all of these products. Like, what the hell am I supposed to post about? So that really helped me. So that can help you guys too about posting about BOGO if you're not really sure what to say. Is look at other people's what they're posting about, and then take inspiration from it and make something that sounds like you've posted it rather than, you know, copying it word for word. So the more unique and individualistic you can be, the better it's going to be for you. And then the only other thing I would leave with is, and this doesn't go for just BOGOs, this goes for anything. If you are a new distributor and you are close to someone in your upline or sideline who does have products, just go to their house or meet up somewhere and just do a little photo shoot of you taking pictures of yourself with their products and do some selfies, because you holding onto a bottle of ThermoFit or Fat Fighters is going to do so much more like good for your business than posting before and after pictures from the It Works page. Like, before and after pictures are great and I post them for sure, but the pictures that show you have the product are going to instill more trust into your market than a before and after picture. So
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. On Sundays is when I take like all my pictures and use them throughout the week. So, or like, you know, unless I'm really shaking up greens, you know, which I do every day, or make my shake every day. But like, you know, the selfies with just like, hey, I'm looking for that mom who wants, and I, you know, all that. That's when I'll take them on Sundays. So you have to really, yeah, I like that idea, Corie, though, about following the top income earners, because that's what I do too. But just the ones that I connect with. So you want to make sure you're connecting with them, and you want to make sure you're copying the right cat. You know, be careful who you're copying, because a lot of people aren't going along with compliance, and you can get in trouble for it. You know, a lot of the top income earners don't get in trouble for it. So you want to make sure that you're not posting non-compliant pictures or, you know, all of that. So that's just that's how I wanted to end.
Yeah. I felt when I first got started, I felt like you could only be successful in this business if you were a mom. So I found people who weren't moms, and like Jocelyn Yates was someone who I really connected with early on, because she wasn't a mom, and she didn't run fast at first, which I didn't either. And so she was someone that I really connected with. So even if it's just one distributor, like, just find someone that you connect with, and you know, they will not only will you can grab inspirations from their posts, but you can just grab inspiration from them as a person and really, you know, stay motivated, because if she can do it, then there's no reason why anybody else can't do it, you know?
Exactly. All right, guys, if anybody has any questions, feel free to message me. Feel free to message any of us. We're open to, like, I mean, I'm talking for you.
we open for business.
We're open. I'm willing to help anybody that needs help. So
yeah, absolutely.
I can give you any tips that I have if you have specific questions. But thank you so much for joining us. It was
thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Those who show up, go up.
That's right.
That's right.
So
I took notes.
yes, good.
And I
Let's go kill BOGO.
Yeah.
Let's crash this BOGO.
All right, guys, have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.